All right, let's talk about the DJI Neo. This is the drone that wants to take you from total newbie to basically a pro pilot. In this explainer, we're going to break down everything you need to know, from flying with your hand to unlocking its pro features. So let's jump right in.
Okay, we have to start with the most magical part. Seriously, forget about complicated controllers for a second. The DJI Neo is, and I mean this literally, the drone you can fly with just your hand. You can launch it, tell it where to go, and bring it back to land, all with hand gestures. If you're new to this, that's a total game changer.
All right, first up, let's meet this thing. Think of it as your pocket-sized co-pilot. Everything about the Neo really boils down to two big ideas: making it super simple and making it so portable you can just grab it and go.
Okay, if there's one number you need to remember, it's this one: less than 250 grams. And trust me, that's not just some boring tech spec on a box. This number is your golden ticket to flying with way less hassle.
So what does being under 250 grams actually mean for you? Well, in a lot of countries, including the US, it means you probably don't have to register it with the FAA. And that means less paperwork and more getting straight to the fun part: flying. Now, if you go for the Fly More combo, which is what most people do, you're pretty much set from the get-go. You get the drone, of course, but also a charging hub and 3 batteries total to keep you flying longer. Plus, it comes with that all-important controller, but we'll get to why that's a big deal later. All right, let's get into the first phase of your journey with this drone. I like to call this the crawl phase. This is where that magic really happens, flying with just your hands.
So what even is palm control? It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You put the drone in this mode, and its little AI brain takes over. It sees you, it recognizes your hand, and it just follows your commands. It is, without a doubt, the easiest and most intuitive way to get this thing in the air.
And launching it couldn't be simpler. You just do the classic DJI power on, the short press, then long press. Tap the mode button a couple times to pick a shot like follow me, then just put it on your palm with the camera looking at you, press and hold that mode button, it'll do a quick countdown, and poof, it's airborne.
And bringing it back down is just as easy. When you're ready, just turn and face the drone, hold your hand out flat underneath it, and it'll see your palm, recognize it as the landing pad, and just gently come right down. It honestly feels like something from a movie.
Okay, so you've mastered the crawl phase. Now it's time to walk. This is where your phone comes into play. By connecting to the DJI Fly app, you're about to unlock a whole new level of control and some really cool features. Flying with your hand is awesome for getting those cool, silent videos. But what if you want to vlog? Talk to the camera. The drone itself is buzzing away, and your phone, which has the good mic, is tucked away. So how do you solve that? Well, here's the really clever trick. The DJI Fly app can actually record audio straight from your phone's microphone, or even a fancy external mic if you've got one, at the exact same time the drone is recording video. Then some AI magic kicks in, removes all that annoying propeller noise, and syncs your crystal clear audio right onto your footage. For anyone making content, this is a huge deal. Now, flying with your phone is great. It gives you more options. But you've got to know the limitations. Your range is only as good as your phone's Wi-Fi, which isn't very far. And here is the most important thing to know. If it loses that connection, it just hovers in place. It will not return to home on its own. You have to physically walk back towards it to get the signal back. Super important to remember that.
Okay, we've crawled, we've walked. Now it's time to run and fly. This is where you grab that dedicated controller, because this is how you unlock what the Neo can really do.
Look, the controller is a night and day difference. You're swapping out that weak phone Wi-Fi for DJI's super reliable OcuSync system, which means way more range. But more than that, you unlock the critical safety stuff like a true GPS return to home. Plus, you get way more control over the camera, and you get to unlock its real speed.
And yeah, let's talk about speed for a second. In the normal modes, it's cruising at a chill 12 miles per hour. But with that controller, you can flick it into sport mode, and suddenly you're blasting through the air at 35 miles per hour. That's a huge jump. It's how you keep up with anything that's moving fast.
And if you want the ultimate experience, the controller also lets you connect to DJI's FPV goggles. This basically puts you right in the cockpit of the drone,
It's a completely immersive first-person view, and it is an absolute blast. All right, before we finish up, I want to go over a couple of really key things. You need to drill these into your head to make sure every flight you take is a safe one.
Okay, this is the big one. I cannot say this enough. The DJI Neo has no obstacle avoidance sensors. None on the front, none on the back, none on the sides. You are the obstacle avoidance. Those prop guards might save you from a little leaf, but you, the pilot, are 100% in charge of not flying it into a wall or a tree. And don't get fooled by those sensors on the bottom of the drone. Those are not for avoiding things. They're just for positioning. They help it hover steadily and land smoothly. They look down at the ground. They have no idea if there's a tree branch right in front of you.
Okay, now for a quick pro tip. You ever get your footage back and it just looks a little, I don't know, a little too video-y, a bit too sharp and digital? Well, there's a super easy fix for that.
Next time you're flying with the controller, dig into the settings menu. Go to the camera section, find where it says Style, and look for the sharpness setting. It's probably at 0 by default. Just knock it down to -1 or even -2. It'll take that harsh digital edge right off and give everything a much more natural cinematic look. Try it, you'll see.
So when you look at the whole picture, is the DJI Neo the perfect drone for a beginner? I'd say, yeah, absolutely. But is it only a beginner drone? I don't think so. Once you add that controller and unlock all that speed, range, and control, it's pretty clear this little pocket co-pilot is a whole lot more. It really grows with you. Thanks for watching. Now it's your turn to get out there and fly.